been communicating with the new board of czar. Our team, we met with the officials, incoming officials from ICE, because it's important for us to have a conversation. And our role must be not to hear all the noise, but to find out specifically what is going to happen. You know, Allison, my chief counsel, has been coordinating with the Corporation Council. What exactly are we about to do? And if you don't do that, then you are really giving way to the anxiety. So my job right now, as we work through all of this, is to tell New Yorkers, documented, undocumented, your tax dollars go to pay for your schools. It goes to pay for your protection, your hospital, your roadways. Continue to utilize the services that your tax dollars pay for. No one asks your documentation when you go pay your taxes for a loaf of bread. You paying for those services. So we want to bring down those anxieties. Our team has been trained. We have done several scenario training, and we're going to continue to do that. But I haven't heard anything about the Venezuelan issue.
Migrants from Venezuela that President Biden approved, if the appointments.
I have spoken and communicated on this issue to the point of being exhausted. I've been very clear on this. It is not going to change. I have communicated with the clergy group last week. I've communicated with other immigrant groups over and over again. We want to bring down the anxiety. We want our immigrants to know that this is a city of immigrants. This is a country of immigrants. It's imperative that you go to school, use the hospital service, use the police services. I went over this over and over again, and I'm just not going to keep having the same conversation over and over again.
In terms of the illegal deportations, will they be working with Homeland Security and ICE?
There's no restriction for the NYPD to coordinate with the various task forces around criminality. There's no restrictions. Nothing has changed there. We're going to continue to collaborate with all of our federal partners when it comes down to illegal behaviors. I was very clear for almost a year now, year and a half now. Those who commit violent crimes in our city have violated their right to be in our city and in our country. And we're going to continue to collaborate with ICE around criminality.
Oh, yeah. And then in terms of congestion pricing, Governor Murphy's asking for.
I advocated for TPS. I advocated for the ability to work. I advocated for the right things for migrants and asylum seekers. No one came to America to live in a shelter. No one came to America to raise their child in a shelter. They came to America to pursue the American dream. The American people have communicated to the President of the United States, we need to secure our border. We need to make sure that we don't allow those with criminal intentions to come to our city and country. That's what the American people stated. And that is what we should be looking towards coordinating to make it happen.
There's not a lot of room there for the city to cooperate with ICE. What is actually going to happen?
Great
How
question.
could you?
Great question. First of all, there is a lot of room. We already have task forces with our federal partners. The law is clear. The law is clear. Criminality. I've made that clear. Even before the elections, I made that clear. And we're there focused. People who commit these violent crimes must be addressed. And that is our conversation with ICE. That's the conversation that our team of attorneys, both my chief counsel and the corp counsel, and that is the conversation we've been having. Those who commit crimes in our cities, plural, we should be sending a strong message that not only victims of documented New Yorkers, but also undocumented New Yorkers. People are preying on undocumented New Yorkers as well, who are trying to pursue the American dream.
But ICE is already doing that. So
I'm sorry?
ICE is already doing that.
Right. Are they doing that to capacity that this president believes? I'm not sure. And so that was our coordination and collaboration, and I'm glad that we do have the ability to do that. Yeah.
What is the new guidance?
No matter the training that we do, it comes to one thing. The federal government is responsible for immigration policies. That is the role of the federal government. No matter our training is to make sure that that they know that. Our agencies know that. And we have carried out training. We have carried out, like I said, scenario and role playing. We have instructed our agencies. But we all need to be clear on this, which a lot of people don't fully get. The federal government is responsible for immigration policies. And the problem we've had the last time is that they've abdicated that, and it cost us $7 billion. We're not going to do that. We're going to follow the law, and we're going to make sure those who are responsible are those individuals who are going to be carry out the implementation.
The Trump administration they're not just talking about people who have been, convicted or accused of violent acts. They're saying that people who are here illegally are part of this dragnet. So if you have ICE show up at a shelter, they're there to arrest undocumented people who have not been, accused or convicted of any crime. What do you want to see happen there? What should the city do to protect these people or not?
Okay, and I cannot say it clearer. Those questions were asked of me several times in several different ways. I answered them over and over again, and I'm not going to go over that over and over again. Look at my old off topics, and you'll see my response to that. I'm not going to do repeated questions over and over again.
I wonder how you feel about the fact that people thought that you should have been here rather than at the inauguration ceremonies.
Dr. King talked about when he lost his life in Memphis, he was talking about the union workers. Dr. King talked about housing and for housing. He talked about the delivery of services, unemployment. My life is the life that Dr. King was talking about when he says he had a dream. I'm living that dream. I'm living that dream. And my desire to be in Washington to make sure I continue to move forward on that dream.
Reinstating city workers, especially first responders, fired for the same reason.
I had, mayors and others who came up to me while I was in D.C. and said that it's important for us to deal with the issues our cities are facing, and we're supposed to be here. We had a new president, and I've said it before, I'm not going to be warring with the president, I'm going to be working with the president. And that's my responsibility as the mayor.
Made the decision to go to Washington?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.